I was not planning to film today. I'm actually about a week behind schedule on my vlog plans, but that's okay. I mentioned this in my 2026 ins and outs video, but I signed up for a subscription box as a way to offload my apps and purchase less while still kind of having something to look forward to. But it's here, it's early, it wasn't supposed to get here until Friday. I have my first Witch's Moon box. This isn't sponsored. I bought this with my own money, but I thought it would be fun to unbox it together. I've only ever gotten one of these boxes before, and it was one where you could purchase a previous month's box, so it shows you everything that's already in there. So I've never done a blind box like this before where I have no idea what to expect. So I'm really excited to unbox this together. Before I get started, I'm gonna make myself a little hot tea with lemon. I don't know what's going around. I feel like the weather in the Chicagoland area has been freezing to the 50s to freezing to icy and windy, and it's just all of this flipping and flopping has been messing with me in one way or another. And unfortunately this week it seems to be my throat. So I'm gonna make a drink. Let's go ahead, get cozy and unbox this Witch's Moon box together. Here it is. I'm excited to find out what's in the box. What's in the box? Have you seen Seven, where Brad Pitt is tracing down the, look at this packaging. He's tracing down or tracking down the Seven Deadly Sins killer, and the last clue to who was killed is in this box. And spoiler alert, it's his wife's head. But if you haven't seen that movie, it's like 20 years old, so still recommend watching it. Although Kevin Spacey is in it, so do with that information what you will. Oh, it looks like, okay, this is telling me what's in here, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, this is telling me what's in here, so I want to be surprised. Oh, cool. It gives us magical dates for January. January 14th. I cannot pronounce that, but it's the Norse celebration of Thor and enduring winter. The 18th is the new moon in Capricorn, plant seeds of intention. Also on January 18th is the day of Danu. And then January 21st, Celtic tree month, Rowan. Oh, I love Rowan. I love that as a name too for both girls and boys or pets. Rowan is just a great name, great tree. And it says protection, strength, and intuition. The mantra for the month is, I move gently into what is unfolding without rush or force. The light finds me exactly where I am. And let me get a sip of this. Oh my god, it's so lemony. And then there's a little message, and it says, at the threshold of a new year, we are invited not to rush forward, but to root ourselves. To ask not what I must become, but what is already stirring within me, waiting for warmth of the returning sun. This is the season of gentle beginnings and whispered intentions. May this gentle turning of the great wheel bring spark to your spirit, steadiness to your roots, and guidance for what comes next. January blessings, the Witch's Moon. I love that. Let's see what's up here first. It's the Four of Wands. Look at how pretty that is. It's very like muted watercolor. The Four of Wands is like a very celebratory card, so that seems very nice for January. And I love that it's showing like, if it wants to focus, I love that it's showing like the roots awakening. So we're almost there, y'all. We're getting through this dark half of the year. And it's going a lot faster than I anticipated. What is this? Sunray upon the spirit spread. Oh, this is telling me what's in here too. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this then too. Oh, that's beautiful. The World Tarot card, and it's got the number, major arcana, Hebrew letter, element, the meaning, reverse meaning, and symbolism. And then up in the corner, it has the celestial influence, which is very cool. This is really beautiful artwork too. Another one, we have the sun as well. So again, it's showing the number, major arcana, Hebrew letter, the element is fire, the meaning, the reversal meaning. If you read reversals, I typically do. Symbolism, and then obviously the celestial influence is the sun. This is so beautiful. I'm excited about this. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to get a bigger grimoire or some kind of binder. The Rooted Threshold. It looks like a tarot spread to me. It is. A tarot spread for grounding, nourishment, and gentle becoming. Very cool. So card 1 is the overstory. Card 2 is the living access. 3 is the mindful rut. 4 is the connection rut. 5 is the heart rut. 6 is the spirit rut. And 7 is the keystone rut. I'm excited to read more about this and work on this spread. Sorry if you can see the little red light from the camera. Okay, let's see what goodies we have. Oh, I think this, okay, so this is spearmint. And I think that's what the first little piece of paper was talking about. It smells very minty. I'm excited to have some like little bags of herbs too for the apothecary. We also have rose petals. I love the packaging, like the labels are so pretty. Ooh, what's this? I think it's an oil. This one is a magical anointing oil. I want to smell it. It smells very good. It's a little sweet, but not like candy sweet, like a floral kind of sweet. I'll have to see if they list what's in it. What is this? Looks like maybe a bracelet, crystal chips bracelet. Life is tough, but so are you. Handmade with love. Oh, cool. It's a snowflake obsidian bracelet. I love snowflake obsidian. I love that, and I love Dalmatian jasper. Anything that's like a black and white combo is so gorgeous. That's so pretty. I'll put it on now. Wear it with my diamonds. Ooh, dandelion leaf. I think I'm out of dandelion leaf right now. That's fantastic. Oh, pretty. Oh my gosh. We have a temperance ritual candle, and look, it's got the Pisces symbol right there. I'm a Pisces. Let me pull this out to get a better look without the shiny glare of the bag. Oh shoot. There we go. We'll put this back on for now. But I probably will take it off when I actually use this candle. Made with blue beeswax. That's so pretty. I love beeswax candles. I knew I smelled something in here, and I think, oops, it's a little bit open. That's okay. These are pretty. Wow. Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous. Lavender incense sticks. Okay, I'll put these back in here for now. I don't mind if the packaging is damaged, y'all. I'm gonna use these regardless, but they are so pretty and they smell really good so far. Oh my goodness. What a score. We got a tarot deck, y'all. Verdant's Tarot by Stephanie Pwymanlaw. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name, Stephanie. This is gorgeous. Oh, it's a Llewellyn deck. Immerse yourself in the lyrical, evocative, and symbolic nature of the verdant woods. So pretty. I can't wait to open this. 78 cards with a 320-page guidebook. If you follow me on Instagram, then you have likely seen that I make pizzas quite often. I really love making the dough from scratch using Llewellyn, my sourdough starter. I really look to her as kind of a protective, familiar spirit, and I really like the idea of her as a familiar spirit because she is a lot more tangible than other types of familiar spirits. Typically, I like to see my pizzas as one of two things, either protective or for prosperity. And this evening I'm doing more of a protective type of pizza. I don't typically have incantations or anything like that when I'm making my pizzas. I honestly just like to put on some music that kind of fits the vibe of the meal and let myself really just get into the cooking and baking process. Usually what I do is make the crusts for the pizzas first. I like to add herbs to the top of the crust and then bake those. And then once it comes out, I will do the majority of the protective ingredients on the pizza and pop it back in the oven to get everything all crispy and delicious. This pizza was very much an experiment. I never fed Llewellyn before starting the dough for it, so I was just hoping and praying that this dough would work out. And I started it last night and let it sit on the counter all night long while we slept. And somehow this morning it had doubled in size, which was great news. So I gave it a few stretch and folds, put it in the fridge overnight, and it looks great. I am so excited that now I have an option to use unfed starter with at least pizza dough, but honestly the way that it rose, I probably could have done an entire loaf of bread. that's what we're working with here. I will add some seasonings at the end, but I want to put this in a pan too, because I usually make 2 to 3 pizzas out of my regular sourdough recipe. It is early and I need to make coffee. But before I do that and before I get started on the day, I wanted to tell you what my plan is for the day. So I have been teasing to my Patreon members that I'm going to have a shop update in January. And as a part of this update, I would like to offer different taper candles. And I want some to be for specific spell workings or intentions, and I want others to be for different deities and figures. However, for the deities and figures, I don't just want to pick correspondences myself. My plan and my intention is for each deity to do a ritual, call them in, and have them help with the decision-making process for their devotional or spellwork candles. So while I will probably have a good number of spell candles available soon, the deity ones are going to take a little bit more time so I can properly call them in, complete rituals, and make candles that are to their specifications. I really want the creation of these candles to also honor the deity that they are for. So for today, I am starting with Baba Yaga. My plan is to set up a ritual space and have different options for her to choose from. So we'll be deciding different colorways, we'll be deciding different scents and different herbal correspondences that can either go inside of the candles or be dressed on the candles at the end. I think this is going to be kind of a lengthy process, but I'm really excited at the idea of having these deities be a part of the process of creation for these candles. And since I already have a working relationship with Baba Yaga, I think this is probably the best place for me to start. But I'm gonna make some coffee. I will show you the setup process. I don't think I'm going to actually include the ritual just out of respect, but we can go ahead and at least get started on coffee first and foremost. I am thrilled with the result of these candles. They're not entirely done. I still have to work on a few things and add one last detail, but let me show you what I got, and I'll do like some close-ups and stuff too. But I'm just so thrilled with how these turned out. I think they're gorgeous. I actually offered two to Baba Yaga and she accepted them. They are very lightly scented and she picked out all the scents. All of the herbs are inside of the wax, so I did crush them up with the mortar and pestle and mix them in when I did all the pouring and everything. But today I am continuing to make things. I haven't had the opportunity to have a full-blown craft day in a really long time. I was hoping yesterday to film a video, but I got so sucked into making these candles that I didn't, and I think that's okay. But today we are transforming the house into a studio. I'm going to be making candles and a bunch of other fun witchy things. And my husband right now, he's a jeweler, but in his free time he makes literally anything else you could ever imagine. His newest venture is shoemaking, and I'm telling you, these shoes that he has been making, you would never know that he made them. They look so professional. They are absolutely insane. If he sets up inside of the house, I will have to show you his whole setup and show you what he has been working on, because this man is a cobbler, a full-blown cobbler. But before we do that, we're making it kind of a date day. So we're gonna pick out a few DVDs and just create stuff. I realized I didn't update you with the second set of candles I made. Here is what we're working with. So the first ones, again, were for Baba Yaga. These ones are going to be for the spring equinox, but I still have some work to do on them. They smell so good, and they do also have different herbal correspondences infused into the wax. And I thought just like the green and yellow combination was very fitting for spring. I didn't do a whole ritual to pick the correspondences for this one, but it is meant for the spring equinox, welcoming in spring, ushering in a new season. So I'm excited about these ones for sure. I also realized I haven't really done a life update in kind of a long time. So I figured I would let you know kind of what's been going on since the new year. My cat Tom is sick again. He's been having some issues, and I was able to rush him over to the vet, and not the emergency vet this time, thank goodness. But they gave him antibiotics. They seemed to really be working, and unfortunately just today we learned that they were not working. So now we have to go with our plan B and take him in for a full blood panel. I am really lucky that I can take him tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get the results later on this week to see what's going on, and hopefully something pops up that gives us more of a definitive answer. So unfortunately at this point it's kind of just a waiting game to see how his blood panel comes back. Aside from that, we have been having some super crazy weather. I promise I'm not going to talk about the weather too long, but we've been having crazy weather here where it's been insane amounts of snow, to wind storms, to rainstorms, to flash freezing, making all of that rain turn everything into an ice rink. And actually the other day we had insane thunderstorms, which is entirely unheard of for January in the Chicagoland area. And it was so much rain that our entire backyard was about 2 to 2.5 inches of standing water. We had a major flood in the backyard. Luckily, nothing came into the house or anything like that, but it was very concerning. I took some footage of the flood and then the damage that I found the following day from the thunderstorms. I'll put that in the video here. Crazy. But with all of the crazy changing weather, I feel like it's just had me on the edge of being sick, where it's like I feel like I'm about to be sick. I had been getting chills but not getting a fever or anything following that. But unfortunately it did get me. Lucky for me, it did not last very long. This is not at all medical advice, so please don't take it as such, but I do want to share what I did to feel better so much faster than I feel like I usually do. I was staying ultra hydrated. I still am right now, but what I have been doing is having coconut water for the electrolytes, tons of orange juice, and then having, rather than cold water or room temperature water, I had been drinking hot lemon water. And with all of those things, I did also have very garlicky, gingery broths, which I found to help a lot with the chills aspect of things. And then I did have a really, really bad sore throat to the point where it felt like I had swallowed sandpaper. And I had heard this a few times before, and I actually have tried a different version, but this time I just ate raw garlic cloves. And when I tell you, after I had that first clove, within 3 minutes my throat was already feeling better. I swear it was like a miracle. So I had 1 garlic clove. The next morning I woke up and my throat was not nearly as bad. So that following day I had 2 smaller cloves. And after that my sore throat was entirely gone. Now I do still have a little bit of congestion, but I think that's just unfortunately par for the course with this ever-changing weather. It's definitely out of the ordinary and highly concerning. Something exciting is that we finally installed our new but kind of old countertop on our kitchen island. I actually found and purchased this back in the summer, but it did take a lot of elbow grease, and I do want to give props to my husband because he did basically all of the work to make it as beautiful as it is now. On a whim over the summer, I measured our island, and it was a weird custom size, but I was determined to find some kind of rustic, antique, kind of primitive looking wooden table to transform into a wooden countertop. And as luck would have it, about 2 days after I measured the countertop, I randomly found one on Facebook Marketplace. It had a lot of character before we fixed it up. And that's something that I wanted. I wanted something with a lot of character, with a story to tell. However, we needed to make it food safe. So we got some resin and filled in all of the cracks and imperfections that any food might get trapped in. We sanded all of that down, and we used a wood conditioner to try to finish it. Unfortunately, the wood conditioner actually made it look like a million times worse. It came out all splotchy, and I think it was the resin sitting underneath it that made it look bad. But we decided to sand that all down. I found a food grade stain, and once that was done, oh my gosh, it was entirely transformed. It was better than I could have ever imagined, and I am so happy that we stuck with the project. It really felt like I manifested that table to transform into the kitchen island. I had 2 very interesting spirit interactions or encounters, and one of them was with Saint Expedite, and it was for a matter with my work. And I had asked for help. I was so stressed about this, and offered him baked goods and offered him public thanks, and it was looking like he was not going to pull through for me this time. I was a little bit disappointed. At the same time, I was like, is it urgent enough of a matter for him? Well, lo and behold, it was urgent enough for him, because when I went to go personally solve the problem, I got a phone call, and it went something like, I don't know how this happened, but this has already been taken care of. In fact, the people that were in charge of taking care of it and facilitating this resolution also did not know how it happened and kept asking me to confirm with our customer that it did in fact take place. And I'm being vague intentionally just because I don't want to give too much about my job away. I don't typically like to talk about work on here, but since it has to do with Saint Expedite, I wanted to bring it up. It really did feel miraculous, especially since, again, the people that were facilitating this fix had no idea how it happened. The other thing is more of like a paranormal ghosty thing, and it's like super short of a story, but it's still fun, and I thought I would share. My husband and I were just laying in bed before going to bed and just scrolling on our phones, and I decided to pull up the Ghost Tube app. And if you're not aware of what that is, basically it's supposed to serve as a liaison between the spirits and us, so it'll pick out words that the spirits around you are saying. But I decided to turn on GhostTube, and the first thing it said was, "He's touching you." And literally my husband was sitting next to me scrolling on his phone, and he was like scratching my head. And the ghost seemed so concerned that he was touching me. So I just thought that was really funny, and it has been accurate a bunch of times, and it's not like it heard us say like, "Oh, you're touching me," or anything like that. It really just knew. Yeah, that is my life update, and let's get back into it. I just got home from work. It has been a very exhausting week, to say the least. I did take Tom to the vet for his blood work, and we did get the call yesterday, and he has diabetes. The vet told us it was very lucky that we brought him in when we did, because if he did not get started on treatment, he would have an event within the next month, which does make me nervous because his medication is being shipped to us. We ordered it yesterday. We were hopeful that it would come today, but it didn't, so I am praying for it to come tomorrow. I think I will do a petition for St. Francis for Tom's health, and then a petition to St. Expedite to get this medication here as soon as possible. However, I came home to a surprise sitting on my doorstep. I received a little care package from Llewellyn, so I thought it would be fun to unbox it and show you everything in real time. I'm always so grateful to Llewellyn and any publishers that do work with me for sending amazing care packages my way. Nothing is ever expected on my end, but it is always so greatly appreciated. So thank you, Llewellyn, for sending this beautiful care package my way. I haven't even opened it yet. I have no idea what's in here, but I already know I'm gonna love it. You guys always send me things that are just so fitting for my practice. I can't believe there's 2 unboxings in this vlog. Like, who am I? So the first package Llewellyn ever sent to me, I received a book called A Witch's Ally, and I do have that book review on the channel. I'll post it somewhere on the screen if you haven't seen it. But it looks like there's an accompanying oracle deck, a Witch's Ally Oracle. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to flip through this. I have a friend who has this deck and it looks amazing. Speaking of a Witch's Ally, Freya's here to watch me do an unboxing. They do always send a little card. I will read this. This is for me personally. I don't want to share. This one looks so pretty. Okay, I know they say not to judge a book by its cover, but like all of the covers are always so pretty. So at least I'm positively judging covers. Freya, you have to get out of the shot. Spirit Magic. Elements of Witchcraft by Phoenix LaFay. Tap into the elusive power of the 5th element, spirit. I am excited to read this. I feel like the spirit element is often left out of conversations, so I'm very excited to see what this entails. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about this yesterday in my Discord server, and that I don't know enough about this, but this book is The Witch's Runes. I want to learn more about runes, so this is perfect. Oh my god, like the timing is impeccable. Oh, and it looks like there's 2 authors, Josephine Winter and Jason Tremaine. And it is the history, creation, and use of Witch's Runes. Master this historic and powerful divinatory system, step by step, rune by rune. Look at how pretty this is. The font almost reminds me of the craft, which is just amazing in and of itself. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is such a pretty cover too. Cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. This one is called Heathen Traditions of the Pennsylvania Dutch. This is gonna have so much amazing folk magic in it. I cannot wait to read this. I started flipping through backwards, but this chapter is called Birth, Life, Death, Rebirth. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read more about this. And it looks like this one has 3 authors, Robert L. Schreier. I apologize, Robert, if I am mispronouncing your last name. Michelle A. Jones and Stacy Lynn Stewart. Okay, next it looks like we have Tarot by Tempest. I absolutely love Laura Tempest Zarkoff's work, so I hope I'm pronouncing her name right too. I'm so horrible with pronunciations, and you already know I love anything about tarot. It says, playing with numbers, meaning, and movement. Revolutionize the way you look at tarot through numbers, magic, and motion. Oh my gosh, it says there's math equations, exploring the magic, musing, core principles. Interesting. I am very excited to see what playing with the numbers, meaning, and movement actually means. Oh my gosh. Okay, next we have Manifesting by the Moon, a guide to lunar magic. This looks so beautiful. 120 spells and exercises to connect with the moon and manifest everything you want. That sounds amazing. I want to manifest everything I want. I need to figure out what it is that I want first. Look at how pretty the pages are. That is gorgeous. Wow, this looks like it goes very much in depth. There's herbs, oils, and incense. It goes over the moon phases. This is talking about lunar body, building altars. I am very excited to work with this. I think I might actually work with this one first because the new moon is coming up. Oh my gosh, more folk magic, y'all. How gorgeous. This one is called Slava. It is Slavic paganism and dual faith folk ways. Discover authentic polytheistic practices rooted in Central and Eastern European traditions. I do not want to butcher Anna's name, but it says that she is a Chicago native, which is super exciting for me. I love supporting our community here in Chicago. Wow, look at the artwork. This is so gorgeous. I hope you can see this. They have a dolly. It looks like a whole ancestor altar, kind of mixed with like faux Catholicism. This is right up my alley. Okay, it looks like there's one more book in here. Amazing. Llewellyn's Complete Book of the Moon. Harness the moon's transformative energies with more than 150 practices, rituals, and recipes. And it says Lunar Wisdom for Magic, Healing, and Inspiration by Jessamine Angelica. I love Llewellyn's complete guides. I use their tarot one constantly, and also their complete book of correspondences has been on my list for forever. I think I'm going to put it on my birthday list for my husband. This is such an amazing gift. Thank you so much, Llewellyn, for sending this my way. And I really cannot wait to get reading and manifesting and working all of this magic. And I also think I'm going to make an Instagram reel of it because I really neglect my Instagram, and I think it would be fun to share this on there. It is the last day of January, so the last day that I can contribute to this vlog, and I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm headed to a terrarium making class with my mom and my aunt, which is really exciting because I've never made a terrarium before, and actually my husband and I were thrifting the other day, and we found this decanter. But I was thinking about it and I was like, wow, when I learn how to make terrariums, I can make this decanter into a terrarium as well. So that'll be a fun project coming up. I think we're also gonna grab some lunch and like walk around. It's a really cute downtown area, but it's kind of soon. It's at like 10:30, I think, and it's just about to be 8 right now. So I have to get myself dressed and ready for the day. Drive over there. It's not very close to my house, so I have to drive over there, find parking, meet them at the plant store. It's so cute. I can't wait to show you. And you'll get to see my mom and aunt if they want to be on camera. And I'm curious to know which one you think I look like the most. I'm not going to tell you who's who, but I'm going to go ahead and get dressed and ready. I'll check in with you in a minute. Okay, I'm home. Did I go a little overboard? Maybe a little bit. But one of these bags is the terrariums that were already made and paid for in the class. And I will show you everything I got because I'm really excited about it. I love this store. It's been around for a couple of years and we've been going to it, my husband and I, my sister and I, and now my mom and I for a number of years. So a lot of our stuff is from there as far as our plants are concerned. And it's really cool that they offer classes. I definitely want to do another one probably in March for my birthday. So I think it's a lot of fun to kind of have more of an in-person community. There's not a lot of third spaces to go to anymore. So for me, this is something that was a lot of fun and something I value so much. But let me show you what I got. So the class we took was for mini terrariums. I thought we were just gonna be making one. She had us make 3 and she said basically people take the mini class because they think it's gonna be easier, but actually mini is harder to learn. And once you know how to make a mini terrarium, you should be able to make it in any size. I named her Barbara. She's so cute. I don't remember the type of plant. I'll have to do Google Lens or something. Actually, I think they give care cards, so I'll know from the care card. Here is the second terrarium. She said this was an eyelash fern, and I named this one Janice because of the Muppet that's in the band that has those huge eyelashes. So this is Janice. And then the last one we made is still kind of mini, but it's a lot bigger than the other two. It's a little hard to see because it's got some condensation in there, but there's the inside. It's also the cover, the thumbnail for the video. But it has 2 different types of fern and then a string of frogs plant inside. And I have yet to name this one. I got a silver satin pothos. I love these so much. I only have one other one, and it's genuinely like my favorite plant. And then while I was in the class, I asked the owner, who is also the teacher, about this kind of like urn planter because I didn't see these anywhere in the store, but they were over in the workshop section. And I was like, is this for sale? She gave me a really good price. So I'm gonna be putting this in here. I'm not sure exactly where it's gonna go yet, but this is totally my style. It's definitely got a lot of character, which like I love the antique-y kind of like, I guess, tarnished vibe. So I was really excited to find this. I also got a snake plant because I have a snake plant right now that is in the hospital, which is really just in the window of my magical cat room, but it needs to grow some more roots. So it's sitting in water in the hospital. And in the meantime, I have this beautiful replacement snake plant to go in the pot that the other one was in. I found this cutest ever little frog that you put in a pot so he can kind of like sit with your plant on the edge and like poke out. How cute is that? Like, stop it. That's adorable. And then the very last thing that I got is this lemon button fern, and I got this to go in that decanter that I showed you a little bit earlier to make into a terrarium, so I can put this in there with a few other fun things. I think it's because I'm tired of winter and we're halfway to spring as of tomorrow, but I have been craving being around plants. I need some greenery in my life, and taking this class was so much fun, not just for the connection and meeting other people, but also just to get my hands in some dirt. I have been craving that so much. I'm ready for the spring. I want to start the garden outside. It's time for me, and this whole month of February to come, I'm kind of planning to focus on plant magic, not only dried plants, but also my living plants, and I really want to do some magical and medicinal work. So definitely check out the February vlog when that comes out. But I need to go find these plants some homes. I have my bread sitting and fermenting for in bulk, which I suppose I can show you a little sneak peek of. Hopefully you can see that it's still fermenting, but since it's for in bulk, I put a ton of seeds in it. I have 2 different types of sesame seed, and then I did also put a ton of pumpkin seeds in here alongside a handful of oats. So I'll be able to bake this tomorrow to celebrate in bulk, but you probably won't be able to see that until the February vlog comes out. So here's a sneak peek for next month. It'll be starting with this. I really hope you enjoyed this January vlog. I think this format is so fun to just kind of keep track of what I'm doing throughout the month. January for me is a lot slower of a season, so definitely expect things to pick up a little bit more as the year progresses. I can tell you right now, February is going to have a very quick start. I have a lot of things going on right at the beginning, but thank you so much for being here. I really, really hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.